Shalom friends, Aaron here. It's been quite a while since I put a video up. I wanted to talk a little bit about idolatry. There's a couple things I'd like to share. It's easy to think of idolatry only in terms of the things that are, I don't know, pleasant or enjoyable, I guess. Sex can be an idol. Food can be an idol. Obviously, chasing material things can be idolatry. But fear can be an idol. I remember having a conversation with a young fellow that worked for me years ago about why he watched horror movies, and he'd have nightmares and have these horrible images stuck in his mind. But he said he just really likes getting scared. He enjoys that feeling, and it makes me think a little bit about the things that are going on in our world here in the last couple of years, and how fear is such an idol for so many. So that's one thought, and I'll get back to that. And the other thought is what idols are. Like we'll read in the scriptures about idols of wood and stone. Images that were carved by the hands of men, and how they don't have life. But we can think just of these little carvings and or statues of bulls or whatever they might be, and we can say, well, that's silly. Obviously some craftsman made that, and it doesn't have life. And think of people who worship those sorts of idols as being silly, and maybe think of ourselves as being better than they are. But that's not really the whole story. The idols, they come from our hearts. They're from within us. There's things that we're already making out to be something they're not, making them more important. And then we take these things from our heart, and whether they're something carved from stone or something else that we can put our hands on or put our desires around, they come out of our hearts. We're the ones that craft them. We're the ones that put them forward, put them on a shelf, and then worship them. And we give them life. We give them life from ourselves. We take from ourselves this worship that we should give to God alone, and we animate these idols. And so I would just like to say, with regard to the current worldwide idol that people are bowing down to, you don't have to animate this idol. You don't need to, and you shouldn't. In my humble opinion, you should not. If you are a follower of Christ, of Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, if you read the scriptures, if you've read through your scriptures, not as a scholar who's trying to pick it apart, but as a person who's open to the speaking and leading of the Holy Spirit, I don't know how you cannot see that what this idol requires keeping away from people, having loved ones separated and not seeing each other, people married for 40, 50, 60 years, not near one another when somebody's in hospice care or something, grandmothers and mothers and fathers and grandfathers who are in assisted living and not having people come to visit them. Not so easy to be the hands of Christ then. Not so easy to have real fellowship and break bread together. If you can't see it for what it is, it's evil. It's evil. I don't know what to tell you. We have this invisible boogeyman. And the information has been there for anybody who's wanted to look into it, to find out the truth. It's not just invisible, it's intangible. It is an idol that has been taken out of the hearts of evil men, placed before people, and they bow down and they worship it. And they take from their own idolatry in their hearts, and they animate this dead entity. It isn't real. It isn't real. We have nothing to fear. And we should not let anything hinder us from being the people that the Scriptures teach us to be. And if you bow a knee to this idol, if you animate it with your love of fear, if we do that, we need to answer for it. So, I just wanted to share my quick thoughts about idolatry and this great and insignificant, to say the least, idol that so many are worshiping. And it has a little brother that people are worshiping, and that's also fear. It's a different fear. The fear of what others think, the fear of what might happen if you stand up and use your good sense and your logic and your discernment. Not me. Not me. And I'm just challenging you. I don't do this. I don't ever do it. I haven't done it. And I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to refuse to be the hands of Christ to those around me. I won't do it. And I won't live in fear, as I'm also instructed not to. And I'm just challenging you. The time is now. If we won't stand up for what's right now, when will we? Will we ever? Because what's going on all around us is wrong. And the time to stand up for what's right is always now. Always now. Executive orders, mandates. No. No, those things are irrelevant. So, the challenge to us all to put away our idols. I'm not going to tell you to stay safe, friends. I'm going to tell you, be wise and gentle and love. Don't fear. Have peace and stand for what's right. Until next time, which hopefully will be a lot sooner than it was for the last video.